Hi, I'm Amy Abbott, and I'm here to tell you 4 exciting games in math that you can do in your classroom. I'm going to start with Make Your Number. Now, I aligned this game with the 6th grade TEKS 7 Expressions, Equations, and Relationships. The student applies mathematical process standards to develop concepts of expressions and equations. And then the student is expected to generate equivalent numerical expressions using order of operations, including whole numbers, exponents, and prime factorization. Now, they can do this as individuals at a desk, or you can make it competitive between 2 groups or 2 students, or even a group of students. Today, we're going to do it as if we have a whole class. And I am going to use my daughter Abigail as my assistant. So to begin with this game, you're going to need 4 big numbers. I have chosen 20, 90, 40, and 70 to be my big numbers. Now, if you wanted to drop the grade level, you can make lower numbers. But today we're trying to focus on 6th graders, so I made it a little bit harder. So you shuffle these up really good, and then you have your student pick a number or the top number, whatever works, and she picked number 20. So they'll lay this out on their desk first or on a board if you're doing it as a class. And then you're going to get these numbers. These are numbers 1 through 10 2 times. So you've got 2 1s, 2 2s, 2 3s, all the way up to 10. So now Abigail is going to pick 5 numbers. Go ahead, Abigail.
4, 8, 3, 5, and 30.
Okay, so each of these numbers are part of her equation and how she's going to make the number. But she can only use each of these numbers one time. So 120, 14, 18, 13, 15, 13. Or another 3 because there's actually two up there. And she could use addition, subtraction, multiplication, or addition, subtraction, division, right? Okay. Now she's going to pick 3 numbers to find out what number she's going to make.
189.
189. This is the number we're going to make. Now, Abigail, show us how you're going to make 189 out of each of these numbers, only using them one time. You may use addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. So now Abigail's going to work out this number for us. Make my number.
So I'm going to start off with 20 times 8, which gives me 160.
Oh, I like how Abigail is marking out her numbers.
And then I'm going to do 5 times 4, which equals 20. And now I'm going to add the 160 and 20, which gives me 180. And then I'm going to do the 3 times 3, which equals 9. And 180 plus 9 equals 189.
So as you can see, Abigail made 189 using each number only one time. Very good, Abigail. Now we are going to move to our second game. Heads down, jump up. Aligned with a 2nd grade TEK, 2nd grade 4. Number and operations. The student applies mathematical process standards to develop and use strategies and methods for whole number computations in order to solve addition and subtraction problems with efficiency and accuracy. The student is expected to recall basic facts to add and subtract within 20 with automaticity. Okay, so in this game, you will see we have two students over here with their heads down. I've kind of adapted this game to the old traditional heads down, thumbs up. I also thought that this would help students get moving and help with that kinesthetic learning for our individual students who need a little extra movement in their learning. So the children or your students will have their heads down and they'll be waiting on the teacher. And the teacher is going to start with an addition or subtraction. Again, you can raise this up for higher teaks, but right now we're focusing on second graders. So I'm going to say a addition problem or a subtraction problem, and whoever jumps up first gets a point for their team. So let's begin. 7 plus 7.
14.
14, very good. 1 point for Team Abigail. All right. 9 plus 10.
19.
19, 1 point Team Lila. All right. How about 8 plus 8?
16.
16, 2 points Abigail, 1 point Lila. All right, here we go. We have 20 subtract 8. One of them is going to have to run to the board, or both of them is going to have to run to the board to figure that problem out. Ooh, who's going to win? Oh, Team Lila forgot her marker. 20 subtract 8. Which team will get it? Oh, Team Abigail, 20 subtract 8 equals 12. So Team Abigail wins, and as you can see, they used recall, and they also used their strategies to find out what 20 subtract 8 is. So now we are going to move on to our next game, math memory. This game is aligned with a first grade TEK, first grade 5, algebraic reasoning. The student applies mathematical process standards to identify and apply number patterns within properties of numbers and operations in order to describe relationships. The student is expected to determine the unknown whole number in an addition or subtraction equation when the unknown may be any one of the 3 or 4 terms in equations. So this is kind of like memory, but with a twist. In a minute, we're going to pan over and you're going to see what looks like a classic memory game, but it's not exactly the same. But one tip I did want to give you with all of these games, I have lots of experience in life skills. If you can make these out of cardstock and laminate them on all of these games, it's going to benefit you. Just a little tip. All right, so we're going to pan over to our game. And as you can see, we have all our cards laid out face down. So what I'm going to do is I am going to give them a number, and they are going to have to discover an equation that works for this. This again can also be changed up to division and multiplication, but because we're in first grade, we are going to do addition and subtraction. So they only get 2 choices, but they have to remember where the number is so they can make it. So we're not matching numbers, we're matching the numbers with the sum. All right, or difference for that matter, whatever, however they work it. So I need you to make me 13. They have decided beforehand that Abigail was going to go first. She flipped over a 10.
And a 5.
And a 5, so that's 15. That doesn't work. But Lila can use that as a tool to help her with her chance now. Oh, she's got a 10. And a 1. How much is 10 plus 1?
11.
11. So that does not work. Ooh, Abigail's going back for that 10. Ah, 7. 10 plus 7 is?
17.
10 subtract 7. 3. So that doesn't work either. We're looking for 13. 5. She's using her fingers. She's using her strategy. 5 plus 3 is 8.
I was actually going for
And 5 subtract 3 is what?
2.
So that doesn't work.
Go for it. That would be 13.
10 plus 3. Oh, Abigail used her memory and her prior knowledge of her sister's last turn, and she found 13. So she's going to take those numbers because those are her numbers. And we are going to try another one. How about 16? Find me the equation or the number sentence 2 equals 16. You could do this game, oh, she got a 10, as a whole class or at the desks and groups. 10 plus 9, does that work? No, that's 19. Oh, Abigail likes that 10 though.
Flipped over the same one.
And she flipped over the 9, so that's not going to work. Go ahead and cover that one up, Lila. Thank you very much. Oh, Lila picked up a 10. What are you thinking? What are you looking for?
6.
A 6, okay. Ah, she got a 10 and a 6. 10 plus 6 is what, Lila? Very good. So like I said, you can use this in addition or in subtraction. So now we're going to move to our next game over here. And it is called Number Line Leapfrog. In Number Line Leapfrog, it aligns with the first grade. Its number and operations, the student applies mathematical process standards to represent and compare whole numbers. The relative position and magnitude of whole numbers and relationships within the numeration system related to place value. The student is expected to order whole numbers up to 120 using place value and open number lines. With this game, you could either do it at their desk in a whole group and you can have your number line on your whiteboard, or you can have already pre-made number lines. Again, working in life skills, a handy trick that I like to do is I like to write the number lines on their desks with Expo, obviously, because they always wipe off. And so those are just different ways to generate a number line. But today we are going to do it on a whiteboard. And because we only have so much space, we're doing a number line 1 through 30. For this game, you're required to have 2 different color Expo markers and some dice. Now, students are going to roll 1 dice to get their first number of their equation. 3. They're then going to move the spaces I'm going to suggest, because she did that kind of weird, that she does it like this. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then she's going to roll her second one. 6. So she's going to move 6 more. And she's going to write her math problem down. How did you came to 9, how did you get there? 3 plus 6 equals 9. Okay, now our second student is going to roll their dice to see where they begin. Now the goal of the game is to get to 30. Whoever can get to 30 first. So Abigail is at space 9. Let's see where Lila's going to go. Ooh, just 1. I didn't make a 0, so you're probably just going to have to... Okay, so 1. All right, what's your next number? Oh, good job. Oops, we dropped it. 4. 1 plus 4. So she's going to move 4 more dots. 1, 2, 3, 4. And what did you come up with? Where are you at? 5. Oh, so Abigail is still in the lead at 9, and Lila is in the lead at 4, or on the bottom with 4. Okay, we're going to roll again. You could do this with multiplication also if you wanted to go up. So now, she did 4 more jumps from 9. So really her math problem is 9 plus 4, which equals, oh, yes, that's right. She's got another roll. Good thinking, Abigail. 6. All right. Now it is Lila's turn. First roll. 3. So you've got 5. Very good. Plus 3 plus 4. Abigail's turn. 4. Abigail's almost there. Looks like Abigail's in the lead. Lila's going to take her roll. She rolled a 5. What are you writing, Lila? What does it say?
12 plus 5.
All right, and now she's going to go get her third number. 3. 12 plus 5 plus 3 equals... All right, will Abigail bring it home? 6. Oh, she won with 1 roll. Good job. So Abigail, Team Abigail won. And this is how you would do leapfrog number line leapfrog. And you'll have your students write out their equations as they go. So they're seeing the math context. There would probably be more questioning going on along the way. And it's whoever got to 30 first. So thank you so much for allowing me to show you some ways that you can incorporate games in your classroom.